Today's world is a scary place. Lockdowns, riots, destruction, disease, war, global warming, terrorism, trade wars. We're constantly barraged with news of impending doom, not only through traditional media, but also the all-encompassing networks of social media we're intertwined with. But how much of it is accurate? How much is manipulated to suit a certain agenda? One of the biggest news stories breaking into your home today is the so-called China threat, where China's rise in the world today is sold to you as something that threatens the safety, prosperity, and stability of planet Earth. Ever since China's reform and opening up began in 1978, the world's most populous nation has worked hard to build and strengthen international friendship and boost international trade. And that doesn't just mean selling Chinese-made products. China's also actively purchasing goods and services from around the world. In fact, China launched the world's first state-level import expo back in 2018, and it's already facilitated hundreds of billions of US dollars worth of trade.
That's why I'm here now at the 4th China International Import Expo in Shanghai, a key platform welcoming international goods and services into China's massive market.
The China International Import Expo is now in its 4th year, each of which I've attended and covered in the media. Basically, the CIIE welcomes companies and brands from all over the world to attend the annual event in order to introduce and ultimately sell their goods and services into China's massive market of 1.4 billion. Last year, nearly 400,000 Chinese buyers perused the 360,000 square meters of exhibition area, where thousands of international companies had stalls, resulting in more than $70 billion in tentative deals being reached.
So for example, right now I'm in a stall called 品味新西兰, which means Taste New Zealand. It's a whole bunch of products from my home country, New Zealand. So basically what happens here is they'll meet new potential buyers and build relationships to sell their products into China right here through CIIE.
I had a quick chat with Oscar, who's been living here in China for about 8 years and now works promoting New Zealand products here.
How important is CIIE for New Zealand global trade?
So it's very important for us, both to meet the customers, tell them about our products and also the abilities of the Manuka, but also to meet dealers and distributors.
Before you came to China, and then after 8 years, is your view and understanding of China much different now?
Much different, yeah. Like before you come, you have all the general presumptions. All Chinese, they eat dog every day, or well, you go here and you find that they are individuals.
So how can people overseas who want to understand China, who can't speak Chinese, what do you think they could do?
Talk to Chinese. It's much more interesting to talk with the person himself instead of reading about it.
Yeah.
You could buy a book about China, but when you meet Chinese, and you do everywhere, ask them where they're from, what they eat, where they are, maybe invite them home.
In June this year, China bought 32% of New Zealand's total exports, including 44% of New Zealand dairy, 41% of meat, and a whopping 90% of logs.
这个苹果怎么这么甜，这么浓呢？
它是用的玫瑰苹果。
因为是新西兰来的。
The concept for the CIIE was spearheaded by Chinese President Xi Jinping, who said, acting as a major platform for international procurement, for investment promotion, for cultural exchange, and for open cooperation, the CIIE is now an international public good for the world to share. Our aim is to turn the China market into a market for the world, a market shared by all, and a market accessible to all. Compare that with the following quote from US President Biden, which I think highlights clearly why one of the West's main goals is to paint China in a negative light. China has an overall goal to become the leading country in the world, the wealthiest country in the world, and the most powerful country in the world. That's not going to happen on my watch. This means that US officials are now thinking of ways to pull China down instead of making their own country better. In this report by CNBC, Biden's Commerce Secretary is trying to rally support from Europe to stop China's innovation. America is most effective when we work with our allies. If we really want to slow down China's rate of innovation, we need to work with Europe. So just to be clear, the US wants to damage China and potentially harm the livelihoods of 1.4 billion people just to win the 21st century, as Biden himself put it. you can see very clearly that one of the world's most powerful leaders speaks of sharing, the public good and open cooperation, while the other speaks in terms of competition and negativity and actively wants to impede progress and development. If you keep this juxtaposition in mind, it's not difficult to understand why Western media paints China in such a negative light. Walking around the CIIE site offers a who's who of famous international brands, with everything from cars to furniture, makeup to clothing, and even this flying drone car from a Spanish company. But for me at least, one of the companies that most encapsulates global trade is Swedish brand IKEA. Even though they're yet to open a single store in my home country, New Zealand, every Kiwi knows about their famous flat pack furniture, perfectly designed for cheap international shipping, and their Swedish meatballs. I had a quick chat with Sven from IKEA China.
So how important is CIIE for IKEA?
CIIE is very important for us because we believe that in order to create a brighter future, it's important to stimulate and inspire many people. For us, the Chinese market is very important. We are committed since more than 20 years to the Chinese market. And many people love our meatballs. Last year at CIIE we launched our plant ball, which is basically very close to the meatball but with a much lower carbon emissions, so only 4% of the normal meatball, and this share is growing.
Across in another hall, I caught up with Jean-Marc from L'Oreal.
So for sure the CIIE is a real gateway to the Chinese market, and for L'Oreal, China is already the number 2 market in the world. So it's very important that we bring to this market the best innovations to keep on sophisticating the beauty and answering to the demand, the requests from the Chinese consumers who are becoming more and more demanding, more and more sophisticated. The world is very connected as one to face the different challenges we have as humanity. For L'Oreal, for example, climate change is a very important topic. We really need to act as one big planet, one mankind to tackle many of the big challenges, and we want to be part of that as L'Oreal.
This is Mohammed from Bangladesh. He's currently studying his doctorate in international trade here in China, during which time he's been working hard promoting ties between the two countries by writing media reports in Bengali and English. This is his 3rd time at the CIIE, where he covers the event and supports the Bangladesh stalls exhibiting here.
Bangladesh is a South Asian country. It's a very beautiful and green country. We are basically based on agriculture. We need more business opportunity. We need more trading. We need more opportunities to the other countries. So CIIE is an excellent platform for the countries, region or companies, and you can promote, you can explore, or you can expand your goods to Chinese market. China is the largest trading partner of Bangladesh, and we have a good relationship with China and Bangladesh. Not only trading, like trade purpose, and also culturally, economically, we are brotherhood. Huh?
Mohammed reckons that people who are afraid of China's rise just lack an understanding of the real China.
You know, China is a country. They are cooperating, helping, supporting to other countries, especially the developing countries. So we are really proud, and we are really happy to get such a country like China to our friend. So we appreciate Chinese people help and China's support.
The signs of international cooperation are all around here at the China International Import Expo. And I've seen it all with my own eyes over the past 4 years as the event gets bigger and bigger, even despite growing tensions and COVID-19 restrictions around the world. Instead of taking doom and gloom media reports about China at face value, think about why Western media is trying so hard to make you hate China and fear the country's growing international presence. Better still, like Asker from the Taste New Zealand stall pointed out, making Chinese friends and listening to their stories is probably the easiest way to show you that you have absolutely nothing to fear.
Well, the 4th China International Import Expo is wrapping up. It's been a busy 6 days with tens of billions of dollars in sales likely to have been made and countless connections built between Chinese buyers and overseas sellers. It's clear that healthy trade and friendly relations are key to the peace, stability and prosperity of today's global world. And despite what some governments and media would like to have you believe, China's open and happy to work with everyone. See you next time.